In China, you can change the design of your town hall. There's a button to test out skins. There are different magic items, the leisure card, and there's even an entire trophy road full of free cosmetics. These are 22 of the insane differences that only the Chinese version of Clash of Clans has. But now let's start with the first one regarding skins. Now most people probably want to try a skin before spending money on it, right? Well, in the Chinese version of Clash of Clans, that's actually a real thing. By tapping on this blue button, you can literally test out a skin before buying it. You get to see exactly how it looks and the crazy animations the skin has before making your decision. Speaking of skins, did you know that troops have skins too? In China, it's not just a normal dragon like we have. They have a golden dragon they can choose to attack with, and for the Electro Dragon they have two different skins, a black Electro Dragon and a red Electro Dragon. But it doesn't stop there, because even the Root Rider has skins like an Ice Root Rider and a Golden Root Rider. In Clash of Clans, chat messages usually all look the same, but in China that's different because players can unlock cosmetics that make their message stand out. For example, right here we can see many cool chat message backgrounds, and some of them even have insane animations when you actually send a message in the chat. Speaking of chat, did you know that global chat was never removed in the Chinese version of Clash of Clans? However, it works a lot differently from the ones that we know, because to send a message you need a magic horn, which is a special magic item that lets you send a message to every player on the server and literally everyone can see it no matter what they are doing in the game. However, to send a message like this you have to buy magic horns with real money. In the global version we can buy gems, however in China you can't. Instead you first need to buy a currency called tokens before you can even purchase gems. Which is honestly so redundant in my opinion, but the reason for this is because of the Chinese regulations, as China is very strict when it comes to spending money on games. So before you can buy any magic items or sceneries in the shop, you first have to buy tokens. Speaking of cosmetics, there's actually a ton of free stuff you can get from the trophy road if you earn enough points. The way you earn these points is by upgrading buildings and troops at each town hall level. This means that if you rush your base, you will earn far fewer points because you're skipping a lot of those upgrades. Which means it's basically an anti-rushing feature, which I think is really cool and something I would love to see in the global version. But there's also something really weird about some of the Chinese troops. In the global version, troops like the Wall Breaker and the Dragon Rider are skeletons. However, in China they changed the skeletons into these weird looking skeletons. The reason for this is that skeletons are often associated with death in China, so they don't allow it, but honestly in my opinion these replacements look way worse. I mean, how does this look like a Larry?
Don't touch that, Larry.
I bet you didn't know this about the Chinese server, but you can literally change the design of your buildings in your base. For example, you can change all of your resource buildings, and the great thing is that they usually match a specific scenery. But it doesn't stop there, you can also customize your hero flags and your army camp, meaning you can make your base different from everyone else. Speaking of cosmetics, the Chinese server has a bunch of exclusive skins that we don't have. I can't show all of them because there are just way too many, but here are some of my favorite skin sets. First we have this grey theme skin set, and honestly that queen looks fire. But we also have this beautiful skin set called the Forbidden skin set with amazing skins. However, my personal favorite has to be this skin set because I love all the skins in this set, especially the queen skin. I mean, it looks amazing. One way to get these skins is through the gadget system. We don't have this in the global version, but in China if you have these pink trophies, you can spend them for a chance to win hero skins, decorations and pet skins. However, the only way to get these pink trophies is by spending your tokens, and the odds of getting something really good are pretty low, which means it's basically gambling because you're rarely able to get the item you actually want. But one thing Tencent added that I really like is daily rewards. For us we only get something similar after being inactive for more than 3 months, and it only lasts for 7 days. However, in China you can get rewards every single day you log in, and some of the rewards are actually pretty good, like a bunch of free chests, clan castle cakes and a lot of loot. In the global version we got a book of building that's really good, but in China they have a magic item that's even better called the Hourglass of Time. This is a magic item that can instantly finish any upgrade that's currently happening. It could be a building, troop or even spell. Speaking of magic items, they also have another builder potion called the Builder Jar. This one is basically even better than a builder potion because it speeds up your builders by 24 times instead of 10 times. That means that it can remove an entire day of upgrade time instantly. For us, pets always look the same, however in China they actually have pet skins. For instance, they have 5 pet skins that are related to football. But they also have ultra legendary pet skins like this Spirit Fox, and you can test the pets before buying, so you can see which one you like the most. Pet skins is something I really want in the global version. Going to spells, because there's one really weird thing that we don't have that probably confuses you when I mention it, but in China they literally have skins for spells. For example, they changed the design of the totem spell into this golden tower with a dragon wrapped around it. However, this is actually the only spell skin they have, maybe because it's really difficult. I mean, how would you even make a skin for the lightning spell? Speaking of spells, we all know the red skeleton spell. However, in China the skeleton spell is actually green. And it's not just a spell image, in battle it's also green. This is changed because red is often associated with positive things in China. However, since skeletons represent death in China, this isn't positive at all. Decorations are one thing everyone loves, right? Well, in China they have got some that we don't have. Like these 4 hero statues that they have right here. This barbarian that's trying to catch the ball. And this beautiful P.E.K.K.A statue. But what I really like is that you can tap on almost any decoration you want to purchase and test it before buying it. That way you can see exactly how it looks before spending any money on it. But one thing they can also spend money on is the gold pass. In our version we only have the gold pass, but in China they also have something called the leisure card. It's basically a cheaper version of the gold pass. However, instead of giving you all the gold pass rewards, it gives you a free chest every single day and you can queue one of your builders. So when one upgrade finishes, the next one starts automatically. Normally, if you want to max out your base, you need to jam every building one by one. However, in China, you can click on this button right here and it will open a menu called the Builder Upgrade screen. When you go to step 3, you can instantly max out your entire base if you have enough tokens, and on top of that you can choose between different base designs and some of them are actually pretty good. But I think this is not fun. But that's honestly not Supercell's fault, because the Chinese server is actually owned by Tencent, a Chinese company that manages many different games in China. They're the ones who decide what gets added to the Chinese version. So that's why we see features like the gacha system and the builder upgrade screen. But in China they have even more cosmetics that we don't have. You can actually change the design of your town hall, and many of them have really cool effects. Some of them even have a troop standing on top, but the coolest part is that many of them are designed to match a specific scenery. Not gonna lie, some of these fit really well together. Speaking of sceneries, they are way ahead of the global version because they already have this insane turtle swimming underwater for many years. They also have a scenery where a giant barbarian is walking through the desert, and inside the scenery we can see many troops that are relaxing, but they also have an insane book-esque scenery which is way bigger than the sceneries we normally get. And in the scenery you can also tap on the dragon and it will start roaring. But if you want to see every single Chinese scenery, don't forget to check out this video right here.